Good morning. Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. We're not really hiking to a destination today, although we're about at the end of our destination. You can see that beautiful butte behind me. That's got a great hike on top of it and a great hike around it if you'd like to take those hikes. But today we went up a canyon just to the west of that. Join me as we explore and discover the beauties along that trail. It's about a half hour before sunrise. We're heading east out of Phoenix on Highway 60. Just coming up over Gonzales Summit, and we're on our way to Superior, past Florence Junction a little while back. Should be to the turnoff in about 5 minutes. You can see that lone butte sitting right in front of us. The trailhead sits at the base of that butte. So we'll be getting off the road here in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so we're almost to Superior and then turning off Highway 60 onto side road out to the trailhead. We are driving into our trailhead, and as you can see behind me, there's a roadblock. We're about a half a mile from the parking lot. COVID-19 is alive and active, so we've parked out here near the roadblock. There's actually plenty of parking out here if you're interested in hiking. You can see all of the parking just to the blurry north of me. Plenty of places to park. And then if you look to the south, that's where I'm parked right there. A couple of spots up there to park in as we begin our hike. So our hike will be an extra half a mile long. As you can see, right behind me is a large butte. It's actually a really nice hike up to the top of that butte, but we're not going on that hike today. We're actually going to go and explore a canyon. I've never been in this canyon, so this will be a first for me. I'm excited to go and explore and discover some of the beauties and gems along that canyon. If you look at where we're at, I'm going to turn this around. We'll kind of pan. This is a parking lot here. You can look and see the parking lot that we're in. And north of us are the Superstition Mountains. Not really easy to see with this camera, but there you can see them a little bit better now. So we are just south of the Superstition Mountains. So as we're hiking, we come across the first fork in the trail. We should have a couple of these forks. If you go to the left, you actually do a loop around this butte that we're standing in front of. But we're not going to do that loop trail today. So we're going to go on the right side of this fork. As you can see, the desert floor is really green. Good rains and regular rains this winter. So there's a lot of grasses. Again, hoping for a little bit of color. We've got a little bit here, but I'm looking for a little bit more than a little. Here's a little bit more color as you look at these yellow flowers that canvas most of the desert floor in the spring in Arizona, down here in the Sonoran Desert. And of course, we're hoping to see a little bit more. So we've come to the second fork in our hike this morning. And as you can see, the fork goes up to the summit of that mountain. Again, that's a great hike someday. You should do it. Just like this hike today. I'm more excited about this hike today because I've never been on it. So we're going to stay to the right of this fork and head up the canyon. Keep hiking along the trail. We get a little bit more color as we're hiking. Adds to these tans and pale greens. Nice to have a little bit of yellow and purple and orange and white mixed in. As I mentioned earlier, you can find whole hillsides of these flowers, these yellow flowers in the springtime, and that's what we've got here. I'm literally standing in the middle of a hillside of yellow flowers. And then, so this is kind of a nice spring hike. Most hikes in Arizona are nice spring hikes. And then as I kind of circle around, you can see all the flowers. I'm doing a 360 here. You can see all the flowers. This little wash down below us and the canyon across. You can see how the whole hillside of the canyon across from us is covered in yellow flowers as well. And right up above us is that butte. We're just hiking to the west of it, and in just a minute the sun should come up over that butte. One thing about the desert Southwest is there's lots of unique rock formations, and of course I show a lot of those in my videos. Along with those formations, there's often additional mini formations along the way. As you can see here, there's a small cave up on the side of the mountain, probably just from erosion. Kind of neat. We're finally coming out into the sun. The butte's been blocking us the whole hike this morning, which has made it quite nice. It's been kind of cool in the 50s. Great hiking weather. If you come out here, there's a big intersection. We've been following the canyon the whole way, but as you come out here, I'll kind of pan around. You can see it opens up into several washes. We were just hiking up a wash, and here's another wash, a completely different stream that wouldn't even connect unless the waters were significantly high. A little bit of water in this wash, a couple pools, and then another wash to our left as we look into the sun and blind ourselves. And somebody put up a giant cairn. But the trail goes to the left. At this point, there's also trails off to the right, but we are going to go to the left. So as you come in here, if you see this cairn, you'll know that you need to go to the left. Well, we're at the end of the trail. We're about 2.5 miles in from the parking lot, about 3 miles in from where I parked because the road was blocked off. I'm not going to end here. I think I'm going to go a little bit further, explore and discover a little more. This trail is actually part of the Arizona Trail, so I guess I could take it all the way to Mexico or all the way to Utah, take your pick. But I'm just going to go another 1/2 mile or so down the trail, see what else I can explore and discover. Join me if you'd like. I came around the corner and this is what I see. A bunch of purple flowers, just really pretty. All through here, a quail calling in the distance. Pretty picturesque. It is beautiful out here in the springtime. I do enjoy these hikes in the flowers. Some pretty spots. In fact, as I'm hiking and panning, I'll hike a little bit as I hold the camera to the side because you can see all of the flowers along the side of the trail. Lots of these purple ones as I'm hiking. I got to the end point, decided to go a little further, and walked down into this little shallow draw with lots of flowers. Not the typical yellow flowers, and a lot of these purple flowers. So really a few extra gems to explore and discover. So I went a half mile past the end of our hike and came to another fork. And you can see this fork in the path. If you head south, you'll make it all the way to Mexico. That's the Arizona Trail. Or if you go left, then you'll continue on a loop hike around this butte that we have been following all day and have been to the west of. So you can take the loop around the butte, or you can head south to Mexico, or you can turn around and go back. I think we're going to turn around and go back. So I decided to go back a different way. I did a little bit of research. You should do research on all your hikes before you go on them. Realize there's a second path out of here. And so we're going to come off of the original trail that we came in on. We're going to hike out a different way. This isn't exactly crystal clear water, but it's water. As we hike along this creek on the way out, since it's different than the way in, I wanted to take a few extra videos. Of course, I just showed you where the creek emerged and then went away, and here you have it again. No creek, and then again the water re-emerges, and you've got a little bit of flow coming down through here, and then it submerges right there at the end. So we're heading out. You can see to the north, those mountains to the north are the Superstition Mountains, which means we should be coming close to our destination. But like I said, I've never been on this trail. Decided to take a different route out. Let's see where it leads us. Then we'll head down to the truck. Well, I gotta tell you, we're now finally at the end of our hike. I know I've said that, this is the third time I've said it. But what's interesting is there was a trail right where I parked, about a half a mile from the parking lot, and that's the one I'm coming out on. Had no idea. But that's why we explore and discover. This turned out great. What a good hike.